out there in virtual reality. How y'all doing? Taking the time right now to smudge the space. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who do not know who I am the one, the only Zaya, the Lotus. And I help overgivers who struggle to speak their truth and be themselves, craft, and implement total life transformation through alchemy, herbalism, and psychology. And today is Tarot Tuesday. How y'all doing? So, if you recall last week, I said I was gonna start doing weekly collective readings with my signature spread. Hold on, let me focus. I'm trying not to burn myself. Yeah. So we're back with the second installment of Tribe Vibes. Hey family, how you doing? My folks on Instagram coming through right now. Baba Hottie, Goddess on the Rise. My cousin, how you doing, cousin? Well, cousin, auntie, family. I know you family. How you doing? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So today I'm going to be doing a this is the second installment of Tribe Vibes, in which I do a collective reading of my signature timeline analysis using the Book of Doors divination deck. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle the cards to give shuffle the energy. But if you recall, I told you that this spread is very ritualistic in nature. It's very involved, and so I had opted not to do it in class. But I tried it out just to experiment last week. Enjoyed it so much, I came back to do a collective for everybody, and decided I want to do collective weekly now. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today, I'm also going to get into the planetary transitions that we are dealing with. So, without further ado, let us go ahead and pray. Holy angel, spirit guides, ancestors of divine white light, we come to you today asking you to place a shroud of protection around this space, the space of our minds and our hearts, as we prepare ourselves to receive these messages. We ask that you provide us with clear and concise messages through the cards today. We ask that these messages get out to any and every person who they are meant to reach. Protect us from any malicious entities seeking to cause harm. We return to sending any negative energy, any harmful energy, seeking any weapon that's seeking to form against us. It shall not prosper. We declare it. We just say dead on arrival, and we return it to sender. How you doing, Mr. No F's given? Why you name yourself that? Well, of course, we know why you name yourself that. Because you don't give no L. How y'all doing out there on Facebook, in the Lotus Room, on the Chematic Lotus Rising page? Do me a favor and drop a comment so that I know that you're there. Say hello. Drop a lotus. Drop a blue heart. Y'all know what it is over here. So, while I am sorting these cards out, preparing to go ahead and do the ritual for the reading, I'm going to go through planetary transitions and how they will be affecting us. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So of course, right now the sun is in Leo. So we know what big Leo energy is all about. It's very vibrant, it's outgoing, it's individualistic in nature. It's all eyes on me kind of energy. It's unapologetically about self in a lot of ways. Leos tend to seek out a lot of affirmation from the world around them. They want to see the love that they feel for themselves reflected back to them in those around them, in the environment around them. They love for their environment to affirm who and what they are. Okay. So with our sun being in Leo right now, we just, we're in that energy of feeling very outgoing, feeling almost feeling unstoppable, feeling almost invincible in a lot of ways. And that energy is just, it's just real vibrant. What's interesting is our moon is in Leo's natal opposite, which is Aquarius, and it is a super moon, right? So the moon went full today, and if you know anything about Aquarius, Aquarius is the sign of humanitarianism. It is the sign of collectivism. Aquarians think about the all. It's the sign of futurism. They are truth seekers. As the water bearers, we possess because I'm saying we because I am Aquarius sun and Aquarius moon. And Aquarius Venus. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there too, because we're gonna get into that Venus in retrograde. So yeah, Aquarians are truth seekers. We are the water bearers. In the tarot, we are represented by the star card, and when you look at that card, you see that we tend to have two containers of water, 2 cups of water, and we have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the land, which means we have we have a very balanced way of dealing with emotionally charged situations from a logical standpoint. And our key weapon in being able to do that is our ability to detach. So with us in the super moon right now, that means the sun and the moon are directly opposing each other. They are natal opposites. They're polar opposites right now. And so whereas the sun wants us to, stand out, be individuals, the moon is calling us to go in to reflect and think about the whole. How is the whole being reflected right now? What is the truth? And then the moon itself is about the subconscious, illusion, delusion, those things hidden. So when the moon is fully illuminated, it uncovers those things that we have suppressed, right? That's because that's what the moon is all about. So in this time, considering with the supermoon being in Aquarius, we are being called to seriously consider what has been suppressed when it comes to how we relate to our community, the world around us. What truths have we been avoiding? What ways do we tend to feel held back? How are we, what areas do we tend to feel complacency? Because remember, Aquarius is a futuristic sign. It's always thinking about the future. And so with it being in opposition to Leo like that, you could definitely be dealing with some considerations around what needs to be healed within the collective or within the community, okay? Friendships and all those different things. Let's talk about Mars training Jupiter. Mars is a planet of action. It's the planet of war. And it is in a sesquiquadrate with Mercury, which means that Mars and Mercury are within a half a degree of one another. That's what that means. So with that sesquiquadrate being in Mars, Mercury is our planet of communication. It is our planet of travel, of documentation, like things in the mail, contracts and things of that nature are affected by that technology. Did I say technology already? Yeah, so technology, travel, communication, any form of communication, any way that we will communicate is going to be a little bit rigid right now because Mars is trying with Mercury. So the tongue may be a tad bit more sharper than usual in this kind of energy, especially with the sun and the moon directly opposing each other. That's some that first of all, Leo and Mars, that's fire energy. So it's a lot of fire within our communication and within our personal reflective energies right now, which is directly opposed to that Aquarian energy, which is air. Fire, air feeds fire. So you're going to have to be careful with your communication because that fiery element and that detached, straightforward nature of the Aquarian as the truth seeker and the truth speaker, combining with that Mars energy, there's gonna be quite a bit right now. And then you have Mars trining in Jupiter, which means we need to be, aware of our ego. We're going to be really confident right now. We're going to be very action oriented. Our sense of faith will be renewed because Mars is a planet of beliefs. So you can, of course, you could be experiencing some energy in which you feel as if you are very steadfast in fighting for your beliefs right now, asserting what you believe, setting boundaries around it unapologetically, and even if it's coming from an egoic or egotistical space, trampling all over other people's boundaries and beliefs with your own. So be careful of that. Let's see. Let's get into these retrogrades. So we got Venus retrograding in Leo. I talked a lot about this already in a previous live, so go check that out. But Venus retrograde, I talked about it in the free reading for Scorpio, because Scorpio won my free reading. Hey, Corey. So yeah, we in Venus retrograding in Leo. So Venus is the planet of love and pleasure, and so you may really be tuning into the ways in which you are receiving love in your romantic, familial, and even in friendships right now, especially with that super moon in Aquarius. Your connection to the community at large, or your connection in within your tribe. You may be reevaluating your place within your tribe, reevaluating the dynamics of how you and your tribe connect, and just seeking out the truth about whether these connections are fulfilling, whether they're balanced, whether you need to make some necessary changes. Okay, so with that Mars being in sesquiquadrate to Mercury, your communication around these things, you may feel the need to communicate around these things right now. I will caution you to maybe sit down and write how you feel out, and find tactful, loving ways to communicate honestly about what you need. I would also caution you from making any big decisions about starting and ending relationships right now with Venus in retrograde, because Venus is, the sign of pleasure, love, connection, and things of that nature, and it's in retrograde. It's gonna be some people that's spinning the block. You may have disconnected from friends, family, or whatever, and maybe considering reconciliation at this time. Um, I would encourage you not to allow anything. Don't form a commitment right now, and don't break a commitment right now. And as I'm laughing as I'm saying this to you, because I definitely just cut somebody out apologetically. But it was because I felt like my boundary was being crossed. I had clearly communicated my boundaries, and they had been violated, and it's just a non-negotiable for me. So I'm finding moment of transparency as I'm evaluating my dynamics and relationships. One thing that I am, like, the hill I'm choosing to dive on in this moment in time is not tying myself to the potential of relationships. Because it just gets to be, it's a slippery slope. My mama always taught me that the way relationships begin is typically how they end. I'm of the mindset that the way a relationship begins is not necessarily how it has to end if we are intentional about loving each other the way we desire and deserve to be loved. That's the thing I'm choosing to meditate on in this time. So let's talk about Neptune retrograding in Pisces. Neptune is the planet that is connected to Pisces. This energy is about our dreams, our fantasies, our desires. Where my little cheat sheet so I can, because I don't want to leave nothing off about Neptune. What else can we say about Neptune? Neptune is also that's like your intuition, your spiritual vision, your creative imagination, psychic abilities, illusion, like I said, and the highest form of idealism. That's why they say Pisceans are altruistic. Neptune, because Neptune is the planet for Pisces, and Neptune influences Pisceans in this way. Little tidbit about Pisces. When you look at Pisces, it's the two fish. One is light, one is dark. It's literally the yin yang of emotion, because it's a water sign. Fish represents, an aspect of water. So there's, there's the yin, which is the white with a little speck of black. And then there's the yang, which is the black with a little speck of white, which lets us know that the all is in the all. And you must have balance, okay? There's no such thing as polar opposites. We all have a little bit of everything in us. You may lean more to one side or another because it's comfortable to you, but it's in your best interest to practice balance in all things. So with Neptune retrograding in Pisces, how this could go, if you're on the light side of this retrograde and you've been doing your work, then you are definitely taking this time right now to analyze the places in your life where you've been lying to yourself, or the places in your life where others have lied to you, and you are discovering truth, your truth, like what is truly your reality. If you are on the dark side of this retrograde, then you are experiencing some hard realities about the illusion and delusions you have created for yourself. I see some comments here. Somebody said my man gave me a hard pass. I don't know what that means. Well, it sounds like he says you can go wrong. What show was that where they was talking about that? I mean, and that really makes, I'm not surprised to see that in this time period, because this is the time where you want to evaluate relationships. You want to you may want to experiment. You know, you may want to see what else is out there for you. So yeah, that Venus in retrograde will definitely do that. And then that Neptune in Pisces is definitely working in conjunction to influence that, because what you used to, and then you got it's just so much going on, y'all. It is so much going on. Hi, Lalima Sony, how are you? As you come in, do me a favor, like, share, click the like button so that these messages can get to who they need to get to. Make sure you subscribe so that you can get updates on upcoming messages and things of that nature. But yeah, so let me get back to it. So you got Mars training Jupiter, and then it's sesquiquadrate with Mercury. Mercury is opposing Saturn, with Venus in retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and Pisces. So that whole relationship dynamic, you are definitely experiencing some changes in your beliefs around relationships right now. Maybe you were somebody who believed that monogamy is the one and only way to go, and that's not it hasn't been working out for you, and now you want to try something different. Maybe you thought you was an expert at polyamorous relationships, and now you realizing that you still got a lot to learn. Maybe you thought that you was, a smooth talker, and you just really had it down in the love and romance department, but now you're finding yourself in situations where you're getting out, you're connecting, and you're dating, and the things that used to work don't work anymore. Maybe you've been in a connection for a while, and things are getting old, and it's time to spice it up. It's all kinds of things going on right now, with Mars having these different with these it has oppositions and trines right now. So your energy of beliefs and faith it has some highs, it has some lows right now, but it's it's a little turbulent, and it's going to directly affect your relationships. So let's talk about Jupiter and Taurus. Taurus is the zodiac sign that is aligned to Mars. Taurus is it's all about beliefs, comfort, your material world. Comfort is a very big thing with Taurian energy. And it is squaring the sun and the moon. So on one end, so you have this energy of expansion in the area of beliefs and comfort. And that is right in the middle, squaring off against your sun, which wants to be independent, confident, and individual, and your moon, which wants to go within and be within the community and connect with the community, uncover, hidden truths within friendships and community, and think about the future and all these different things. And so it's kind of like putting you at it's cosmically, we are all at a crossroads when it comes to our beliefs. Okay. And how our ego is going to manifest within this energy. Do you have the capability of training your ego to act within your best interests? Or do you let your ego trample all over everything? Are you going to stay in your comfort zone? Or are you going to step outside of your comfort zone and open yourself up to feedback, evaluation, and growth so that these energies are not taking you over, but instead making you over? All right. So let's talk about Saturn is retrograding in Capricorn. Capricorn, and this is Saturn is the planet for Capricorn. This energy is about operating within the constructs of society. This is about conforming to social norms. This is about not giving up, persevering. You know, the zodiac for Capricorn is a goat. Goats literally climb mountains. They don't give up. And right now, that energy is in retrograde. In order to be that persistent, you have to have optimism, you have to have perseverance, you have to have all of these things. And right now, Saturn is retrograding in its home zodiac. And so there could be a lot of pessimism creeping in. You could feel some bad luck coming along. Your will you could really be on some F the system type energy right now. You could really be like, man, these different, societal norms and expectations is just too damn much right now. And you could be at the point where you ready to risk it all. One false move and you about to break a lot. That's what this Pluto and Capricorn energy is about. Remember, in the tarot, Capricorn energy is Earth, but the most notorious card associated with Capricorn is the devil. Okay, and when we think about this three-dimensional plane known as Earth, and we think about the density of Earth, and as opposed to like the ethereal heavenly bodies, we know that Earth, the gravity of Earth is heavy. Things down here are denser. That's why our spirits have to go into these meat suits in order to be able to navigate on this plane, because we have to have something that's tangible to house our spirits as we navigate through this plane. However, when we transcend from this plane, our spirits are very light, like air and gases and things of that nature, and it doesn't need a meso, and like our physical body can't even exist within those planes. Okay, so when you think about that Earth energy, you think about devil energy. The devil is traditionally known as like the prince of the earth. He knows your desires. He knows how to manipulate the constructs of the earthly realm to influence you, to lean into your darkness, to allow your desires to overcome you in such a way that you cannot control your impulses. And so wait a minute, am I? Well, ooh, did I? Hold on, let me make sure it's Saturn. Because when I'm going in on this interpretation, I might have got it wrong. Saturn retrograde. Okay, Saturn is retrograding in Aquarius. My bad. Pluto is retrograding in Capricorn. So with Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, ooh, that's okay. Let's think about that. So Aquarius, like we said, it's the planet of humanitarian. It's the sign of humanitarianism, futurism, collectivism. Detachment is their superpower. Being able to, as the water bearer, to be able to channel heavy emotions and deal with them from a logical, detached, practical standpoint is a superpower of Aquarius. So, with Saturn, the planet of discipline, also the home planet of Aquarius, retrograding in its home sign right now, maybe the you're those of us who have a keen ability of being able to detach are finding it hard to do so. The other side of that could be that you detaching too quickly, right? So when you're operating within the confines of social constructs and you have an Aquarius, which also has Uranus as a ruling sign, which is all about F the system, um, Saturn is really calling and challenging us to reevaluate the ways that we are operating within our communities and the social constructs that we are creating. I did a whole, y'all. I just look. I'm sorry. I'm just proud of myself right now because intuition be on point. I've been talking about these social constructs and the importance of deconstructing social constructs and reevaluating them for a while. And with Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, and also having that energy of what else is it, like that Mars energy of the beliefs coming up right now. What you used to believe is the standard socially now has to be reevaluated, especially within our communities. This is the perfect time to explore what it is that we have been taught to believe and decide and evaluate whether it is in alignment with our higher selves and the destiny that we are choosing for ourselves. For instance, we have all these conversations about what relationships should be like, how men should show up in the world, how they should be required to do this and that and the third in relationships. And the same thing with women. There are a lot of social constructs and expectations around what the ideal man or woman should and should not do, when the reality is your relationship is built upon the agreements that you create with one another ultimately. And we allow ourselves to be bound in chains by expectations and bastardized universal laws that really have only been designed to subjugate us and to enslave us and to make us feel less than, so that we are not empowered to be who we are unapologetically, go with our mind and go with our intuition. It takes us away from all of that when we adhere to social constructs. So with Saturn retrograding in Aquarius right now, that need to bow down to tradition is being shaken and turned on its head right now. Now, we talked about Jupiter and Taurus squaring off with the sun and the moon. Let's talk about this Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. Okay, so I told you Capricorn is a sign of perseverance. It doesn't give up. It's also a heavy, it's associated with the devil. Pluto is that planet of the taboo, the secrets, the occult. And so for it to be retrograding in Capricorn, Capricorns or people with a lot of Capricorn placements really got that effort in their system right now. Okay. They really could be leaning into their dark side just to be able to get through right now. It says, thank you, crazy. I was just looking this up. I need to know what ritual to do. let's talk let's talk about it. We'll talk about it in a minute. And then we have Chiron retrograding in Aries. Now, Chiron in Aries, Chiron is known as the wounded healer. And with it being in Aries, if you have that placement of Chiron in Aries, you have this overwhelming need to be noticed, to be affirmed. With it retrograding, you don't care about being noticed. You're going to do what needs to be done in order to get noticed. Point blank, period. So you're not going to be afraid to stand out right now. You're going to be very confident. You're going to be very charismatic. All of those things. If you tend to be, headstrong, because Aries, they tend to be headstrong. They tend to jump into things head first, no plan at all whatsoever, and figure out how to get it done along the way. Right now, with Chiron retrograding, you may be a tad bit more level-headed in how you approach your action-oriented energy, or how you bring things into you. You may be more intentional about how you attract what you need to you. So do me a favor. If any of this is resonating right now, just take the time, drop a comment, tell me what resonates. Somebody is asking about rituals, what rituals to do. Well, the ritual is really based on what you are experiencing. So in order to pinpoint the right ritual for you, especially with so much going on in the planetary alignments right now, I would need you to book a call with me, because I can't just give you a one size fits all for rituals. Rituals are a very intimate kind of thing. But I would absolutely encourage you to ground yourself and get your protections up right now. So some really good grounding and protection tools are any black crystals, tourmaline, onyx, and it's one more that I can't think of right now. But yeah, tourmaline and onyx are really good. If you find that Neptune and Pisces energy is really messing with your mental, then looking for crystals that help to settle down paranoia, illusion, delusion, things that are going to bring you, back to earth and help you to see things practically. What else? With that Mars in sesquiquadrate Mercury, the throat chakra is definitely experiencing some hyperactivity right now. So I would encourage you to, a really good herb for that. Or like an essential oil would be the rosemary oil. It's a specific kind. I will have to post it later for you. But mint is good, and then also I can't think of the type of rosemary. I use it in my throat chakra candles. It's really good. Black candles for protection, return to sender energy are always good as well. So those are a few suggestions that I would recommend. And then there are all kinds of herbs out there for protection. I think mugwort, motherwort, those are really good for like magical protection. I don't know. Milk thistle is coming to mind. Hyssop. Hyssop is another one. They talk about hyssop a lot in the Bible. It's a cleansing herb. Clary sage, not rosemary. Clary sage. Clary sage is really good for the throat chakra. But like your sages, your Palo Santos, those are always good for smudging at this time as well. If you feel like this Saturn and Pluto energy is weighing you down to the point to where you feel like you can't get anything done, then hey, Big Bones, how you doing? Where you feel like you can't get anything done, I would encourage you to smudge your space and then burn some cinnamon, or you can blow some cinnamon. So what you would do is you would sprinkle some cinnamon in your hand. You would step outside of your door, turn around, and blow the cinnamon in your door. So that way you are inviting in abundance. Okay? And I would recommend you do that on the 1st and the 15th. So today is the perfect time to do that, especially during this Aquarius super moon. The moon is fully illuminated. So that means you've had time to reflect on everything in this past moon cycle, and you are able to then take those reflections and pinpoint what you want to manifest. What do you want to call in? You know what you need to release, right? You can start thinking about, don't try to, a lot of people, okay, so I recommend not trying to manifest right now when you're in full moon energy, because you want to make room for the manifestation before it comes in. I would recommend actually that you take this time to release as needed, but get clear about what you want to invite in based off of what you're releasing. And then when that new moon comes around, go ahead and then begin your manifestations. He said, what's good? How you been? I've been good. I've been good. How about you? Hey, Blackberry. How you doing, Femi Boho? Thank y'all for joining. So that is your astrology update for now. If you would like more, I plan to do an astrology class really soon. But right now I'm focusing on the tarot and divination course. And that is going to start in September. So do me a favor and go to www.subscribepage.io/tarot class and go ahead and sign up for the tarot course. Now, typically my classes and offerings are geared toward Black women, but I'm inviting our brothers to join as well. So this is for Black men and women who are interested in learning about the tarot. And whether you are an experienced reader or an inexperienced reader, there'll be something in this for everyone. Now, I will be teaching the history of tarot and alchemy, getting into the connections to ancient Kemet, and then taking you through the process of like interpreting the cards and giving you some tips and techniques on how to formulate the narratives around the cards, and just how to sync with your cards as well. So we'll be doing all of that, but it will be through an African traditional lens. Okay, I'm gonna give you the history about how the Rider-Waite came to be, but then I'm gonna bring you back home to the motherland and give you some pointers on how to tap into that energy as a divine melanated being whose birthright it is to access and wield this energy. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the reading. So this is the second installment of Tribe Vibes for my Lotus tribe. It does not matter what sign. It does not matter with sun, moon, rising, or Venus you possess, because we are going to read for it all. So go into this reading through that lens. Okay, go into this reading through that lens. Allow yourself to let the messages meant for you land as they need to, and do not get caught up in trying to make something apply that just does not apply. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it, because my Facebook folk are in danger of getting cut off before I finish, because my battery going low. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. 4, 8. All right. So for those of you who are wondering what I'm doing right now, I am pulling the card. So the first card that we get, this is my signature spread. I call it a timeline analysis. It is a 10-card spread that uses the die. It forms a pyramid, and I look at the past, present, and future of the current whatever question is asked, and then I look at some different connections based on sacred geometry. Okay, so I use sacred geometry to look at different angles and connections and overlapping and intersections of the timelines. Okay, so first card is Chesmu, which comes from the Duat. So, as I stated, if you are wondering what these terms that I'm using are as we are going through and doing this reading, then I encourage you to sign up for my tarot class. So that is at www.subscribepage.io/tarot class. You know you're in the right place because you see my melanated comedic yoga self up there. Talking about, come on, sign up for this class. So Chesmu is at the point of the pyramid. Let's get to our next one. So that's 7, 4. Kansu. We got Kansu coming through in position number 2. He is from the house of Ah, which is the moon, and he is associated with the moon closely. He's like a young version of Tahuti in a lot of ways. It's a very cool energy. We're gonna get into it. So Kansu is in position number 2. 2, 6. Ooh, Renanette coming through. Y'all got some sacred femininity and sensuality up in here from Neff, the house of Neff. Look at that card. It's beautiful. You got the happy sign on there. You got the Ankhs. You got the snake. So, fun fact to know, in Hermeticism, the serpent was not a negative or demonic symbol. It was one of the ultimate symbols of transformation. And it also represented being close to the earth. 5 and 2. All right. Ooh, Sepdet. Sepdet. So from the house of Pet, we have Sepdet. Let's see. Yeah, this divine feminine energy coming through. So this is very much so a card about the womb. You see, anytime you see blackness and stars, and the woman, it is the Cometian's way of deifying the womb. and representing and symbolizing how the womb is much like the ocean. It is a body of potential from which birth and rebirth comes through. All right, so we got 5 and we got 8. So our mix, and it makes sense that these things are coming through right now. I would be surprised if we didn't have some Duat energy in here. So our mix is representative. It's a part of that Kundalini awakening. It represents the lower half of the chakras, and our mix is in the chamber when we weigh our hearts against the feather, the chamber of Ma'at. If there is that imbalance there, our mix appears and consumes you. Okay. All right. So, that doesn't happen usually. Okay. We got she and her. That's a pretty cool card. Oh, where did I go? 6, 2. I done broke my nail. I broke my nail. Okay, so that's gonna be Neath from the House of Pet. We got quite a few cards coming from House of Pet. Stars coming through. And there's a lot of divine feminine energy in here as well. It only makes sense, honestly, with so many planets in retrograde, so much turbulence going on. You got that Venus energy in the mix, retrograding. It's going to be triggering. It's going to be an emotionally charged time for everybody. Let's keep going. Bastet coming through. Divine Feminine said, let me get on up in here and help y'all through this, baby. And I think a lot of times that's necessary because we are forced to be in our masculine too much. Everybody is forced to be in their masculine energy way too much, in my opinion. Where is Bastet? There she is. There she go. It's not that I want you here. Neckbet is the next card. Baby, I feel Divine Feminine is coming through. We can get away. Baby, this number 2 is serious right now. 2 is coming through a lot. Okay, so shoot, Tef Newton came out in the last position. Come on now. Oh my goodness. All right, Ra. That's in the House of Ra. So Shu Tef Newt, y'all. That's So Shu is the atmosphere, and Tef Newt is the like the humidity and wetness of the atmosphere. And when they come together, they help to create these dense bodies, right? Sign up for my kinetic tree of life class where I can I take you through it. Discovering your RU. I show you how the concept of the aura was originally known as the RU. So when you hear the word aura or you might as well add RU to that because it is the Comitian way of working with the chakras, and that whole system of chakras came out of ancient Kemet, and it's a lot more complex and involved than the simplified versions that we use today. Okay, but anyways, these Shutep Nu is like the lovers. It's like the lovers. Hold on, let me see something. Can I pause y'all for a second? Cause I need a charger. Hold on, I'll be right back. Is this a charger? It is, but I don't have. I'll be right back. I got two chargers, but I ain't got no box. Let's see. All right, I got it. Okay, let's let that work out for a minute. All right, so we got our cards. Okay, so first card is Chess Mu. Chess Mu comes from the Dwight, and if you look at it, I've described this energy to for you all before. It's like different levels of transformation. Okay, so this is in your distant past position. Okay, so with this energy, we're definitely getting into transformation, but it's about judgment by the self or others with the outcome depending on integrity of the person who's asking. So judgment has been in your recent past. So you have either been really sitting down and looking at yourself in the mirror and evaluating things about yourself, or you have been in a position most recently that judgment has been passed on you, whether it be a court case, whether it be in a relationship where you felt like you were being judged unjustly, or maybe you were just being held accountable for the way that you were showing up or not showing up in the connection. Okay. Kansu is next, and that comes from the house of the sky or the house of the moon. And Kansu is about travel, a long journey, because Kansu travels through the stars. It's also about like purging your mind and your body. So with that being in the first position of your recent past, combining with this judgment, you have been on a journey of transcendence. You have been on a journey of releasing what no longer serves you and radically accepting truths about yourself that may be uncomfortable. Next, we got Renet in the second position of the recent past. And Renet is good fortune, wealth, and nourishment of the body and the spirit. So it is no coincidence that the child, right? So this is, like I told you, this is like a child here on a journey. So you've been on this journey of growing up, and this journey is in direct connection to your good fortune. And so while you are learning how to purge yourself of childish ways and learn how to mature, learn how to train your ego, it is leading you directly to good fortune and nourishment of the body and the spirit. Everything that you are experiencing in that way is helping you to be better. This doggone card that went all the way. Hold on. I'm trying. I can't be showing y'all all my goodies now. My goodies, not my goodies. Hey. Okay. So that's your recent past. So this is the trinity that is forming your distant and recent past, right? So you're dealing with judgment. You're dealing with judgment, purging of the mind and body, and replenishing of the mind and body. So replacing old, unhealthy, limiting beliefs and bad habits with new, enlightened, nourishing beliefs and healthy habits. Next, you have step debt, which comes from the house of pet, and that's the house of the stars, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's the family of the heavens. And step debt says it's about revelation, penetration into the hidden nature of existence, occult knowledge. It makes sense. When you, okay, so now we're going into your current energy. So I'm on the row of the pyramid that's talking about your current energy, and the first placement is step debt, which is giving you, unlocking the keys to ancient secrets because you're doing the work. So it's part of your reward. And at the heart at the heart of the deck, you have Amit, which is right in the middle. And remember, I told you Amit comes to Amit is like the sin eater. If you've ever watched the Headless Horseman show that they redid, and they talked about the sin eater, Amit is that. Amit is like that sin eater. So like when you go into the chamber of Maya to weigh your heart against the feather, if it is determined that there is unsettled business and your heart is indeed heavier than the feather, there are things that you have not radically accepted, Amit appears to consume that. This card represents great danger, and your integrity is being tried in this sign, right? Remember, I told you that with Pluto retrograding in Capricorn and Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, there is very much so a F it. F the system, F it in my system, F everybody, F you, F your couch, F you and the horse you roll in on energy coming through. And you are being challenged to not suppress it, but transmute it. Transmute it. transform it into a form of spiritual, psychological, emotional, physical fuel that will propel you through your transcendence. Now, look, you've been doing good up to this point, okay? I know you're being tried, in different ways, but right now is a time for you to explore new ways to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself protected, keep yourself in balance. Don't let nobody force your pendulum to swing further in either direction than it should. Okay? Now you have Shin Her energy, which is also from the house of Pet, which is the house of the heavens. And Shin is about order and harmony. Full integration of the self and wholeness. Can you see that? So it's very interesting because there's another card in the deck that has all of these different beings on it, but it's like straight chaos everywhere. But when you look at this card, every element has is equal, opposite, it's balanced, it has its complement, everything is symmetrical, and sacred geometry is happening, right? So it is not by mistake that you are being challenged in this way. That Saturn energy is definitely challenging. That Pluto energy is definitely challenging you right now. But like I said, it's challenging you to discover new ways to be in harmony. All right. So we got a lot of I didn't notice that there is significant energy from the heavens and significant energy from the underworld right now. So the two the yin and the yang are really like going through some type of transition. I don't know why I'm being called. I'm visualizing the yin yang symbol being stretched and to come back together, and stretched and come back together, because it's being exercised in this time. All right. So now we're down at our future energy. So in the future, the first position on your future is Neath, which also comes from the heavens. And Neath is about connections and integrations. So whereas your current energy is about fully integrating the self, your future energy is about connecting and integrating with others. Interdependence. So when you are fully integrated, you are able to be, you're able to operate within your sovereignty. You're able to operate independently. You have judged yourself, right? You've gone through the judgment in the halls of Ma'at. You've weighed your heart against the feather. You have replenished your mind, body, and spirit. You have accessed the secrets of the divine, and you are now in a position where you are in harmony and sovereignty, where you can wield your power and operate in the dominion of a child of the divine. We are created in his image. So that's what this card represents. If you manage to rise to the occasion, to make the right judgment calls when you are being tested, when your dark energies and your shadow is being challenged, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded with access to the secrets of the divine, and you will be rewarded with divine unity and connections that will help you to seize your destiny with audacity and confidence. Yes, 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 yes. Then you got Bastet coming through. Bastet, ooh, ooh. Okay. She is the Commission version of Oshun. Okay. She's very fiery and sexy and sensual. Um, she kind of think of her kind of like a gypsy. She is um the a much more sensual counterpart to Sekhmet, which is a warrior goddess who's part lion with she has a lion head but a woman's body. So she operates within the mind like a lioness. So she's very much so in that warrior energy, that prowess type energy. Well, Bastet is kind of like her counterpart, where she's more in this sensual cat-like energy, very fiery and magnetic, and I'm hearing Alicia Keys, a fire we make type energy. She comes from the house of fire, which is pronounced Aakut. And she is about, like I said, attraction. She's about marriage and celebration. So, dear hearts, remember I just said integration and connection, and then is reinforced by marriage. So many of you all in this time, like I said, with this Venus and retrograde energy is really coming through. Yes. I'm glad this resonates. And thank you so much for dropping the website to sign up for the tarot class. Thank you so much. I love you much. Okay. Um, so yeah, baby, if you go ahead and just take it like a warrior and really surrender to the challenges of Saturn and Pluto and Mars in this time, and really get a hold of that Neptune Piscean energy that wants you to lie to yourself, that wants you to dabble in your comfort zone of delusion. Really get a hold to that and ground it and be real with yourself. Baby, this gonna be your reward. Look at this. This is the pyramid that's being formed, right? So it's one chunk of your timeline is really tapping into the secrets of the divine when it comes to love, romance, and divine energy exchange, divine union, and the ancient secrets of connecting with that kind of energy. If you notice here, you have a 2, a 5, and a 6 kind of energy. So the 5 in um, in sacred geometry within this deck represents the distillation of alchemy, right? Which means that you have gone through these cycles time and time again, and each time your growth and transcendence is distilled in the stars and solidified for generations and generations to come in such a way that it is ushering in this kind of beauty. That's beautiful, y'all. Oh. All right, let's talk about Neckbet, which comes from the House of Ta, which is an Earth, the House of Earth, family of Earth. She is the gestation of somebody finna get married and have some babies. Who pregnant? Cause she is the gestation of plans. She is literally the one, like another symbol of the womb. Oh my goodness, y'all. She's also about the application of um, spiritual principles. Okay. So when, okay, and she forms a straight line, a 180, past, present, future. So if you go ahead and make the judgment that you make the judgments that you need to make, get your ego in check, then it is going to directly result in the manifestation of your destiny. Okay, whether that be a literal baby or a project or whatever the case may be, the energy around it, like it's like all systems go. You got all this love and divine energy around you as you are doing this deep work, your shadow work. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I know y'all my tribe, because y'all get in there and y'all doing that work, baby. You working on the shadow. You are ushering in a higher overstanding of divine ancient secrets. You learn how to wield your magic. You're being very intentional about the manifestation that you are forming. And because you have done the work, the environment, much like the womb, much like the soil that we plant seeds in, is very healthy and fertile, and very much so a safe space for that manifestation to come through. Come on, y'all. Y'all better. Then you got Tef Nuke coming, closing it out in the end, baby. Ooh. I'm on this love, okay? I'm part of the tribe too, so who on the way? Where you at, boo? Where you at? Because we finna make this fire and desire. We about to make some babies. We about to be out here just boo up. Feeling so deep in our feelings. So Shutefnu is from the house of Ra, which is the family of the sun. And this energy is about opposites attracting. So your divine complement. It's also about harmony and beneficial unions and partnerships. So there is a lot of love, sex, and music going on in this reading, but there's also a lot of fertile energy here for successful business relationships. And I'm also hearing the healing of communities. The healing of communities. Because remember, I told you, super moon in Aquarius, humanitarian energy, Saturn in retrograde, challenging the status quo and social constructs that have oppressed the community. Yes, y'all are talking my love language right now in this reading. What is really going on? I was not expecting this today. I'm so glad that I decided to come on home and do what I needed to do. Because for a minute I was just like, I'm so tired. I just got off work and I was exhausted. But hey, this reading was everything we needed it to be, baby. All right. So for those of you who are tuning in from YouTube, from Facebook, drop your name in the chat for me, please. Because, okay, so on YouTube, I can see your name. But on Facebook, it's not showing me your name. So drop your name in the chat. And I'm feeling very generous. Drop your name in the chat and a question, and I will pull some cards for you. Not some cards, but I'll pull a card for you to answer your question. Now, I'm trying to tune in to see if there are any cards that we may need clarification on. Hey, Natasha. Okay, so do you have a specific question? And then we have Queen. Okay, Queen. I hope I'm saying it right. Or Queen. So drop your question. Drop your question in the chat. Queen said, what should I watch for with this new start? Queen. Okay, I did say it right. Cool. So what should Queen be on? I wanted to use that one because that's like my comfort zone, but that question is causing me to use this bit. What should Queen be on the lookout for in this new start? What should Queen be on the lookout for in this new start? What should Queen be on the lookout for in this new start? All right, Queen, let's see. What should Queen be on the lookout for in this new start? There we go. Six of Arrows, transition, Queen. That's what you got. So I'm going to read it for you because I'm still syncing up with this deck. And if any specific messages come out for that, then as I'm reading, I'll stop and I'll interpret that for you. Six of Arrows. All right. So it says a stylized wooden boat with a swan prow floats on a steel pool of water. A single white sail on which a six-pointed star is outlined by six arrows drives it. In the prow of the boat stands a lone, cloaked figure. The meaning: movement towards new possibilities or cycles within your own personality or thought process. A subconscious impulse to travel beyond your present horizons that have become static. Possibly an anxious or testing time of uncertainty, but harnessing positive energies and drives will add purposeful momentum to the change, to the coming changes. So you should focus on harnessing positive energy, okay? So the reading points. The primal impulse here is to move beyond old boundaries and personal thought processes and deploy new methods of reasoning to resolve important issues. So that's this Kansu energy that we talked about here. Kansu and Renanette. You being called to do that. Okay. But in order for that to really manifest for you, you're going to have to go to war internally with some old ways of thinking within your subconscious that doesn't want to let go in your comfort zone. So you should be on the lookout for a tendency to fall back into old ways. You should be being very strategic and very specific and clear about what it is you are unlearning, learning, and relearning. Okay. So it says this can be an exciting process. The journey may be scary since letting go of old and previously effective processes can be unsettling, but the unseen ties that drive the need to evolve are already pulling you to new experiences and places. Trusting in your own instincts and skills to absorb change is essential to overcome new situations. Take advantage of your subconscious forward momentum and ride the new wave with an open heart and a positive mental attitude. Welcome any new process with confidence and apply your skills to effect healing renewal. Embrace well-tried experiences also, as the wheel inevitably turns, and enter into these personal changes with stoical enthusiasm, right? So, you know how they say, what is it? I can't think of it right now. So stoical enthusiasm is that unadulterated joy, that peace that surpasses all understanding, being unbothered, being unbothered. Learn the art of being unbothered while you remain open in this new season. Okay. All right. So Natasha. Okay, who's saying? Somebody said I literally just moved to Georgia, and this transition is my heavy on my mind, body, and spirit. Okay, Pula Trail. Thank you for the snaps. Thank you for the snaps. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, somebody is relocating to Kentucky soon and wants to know if this is a good move. Okay. Is the move to Kentucky a good move? Did I use the right name? Natasha, are you moving to Kentucky? I want to make sure I'm asking the right question. Okay. Perfect. So, yes, I'm in tune with y'all. Okay. So Natasha's moving to Kentucky, and Queen was moving to Atlanta. All right. So, let's see. All right, so as I do the pre-shuffle, Natasha, before I even get into it, I'm hearing your steps are ordered, and any move that you make is going to be the right move because all things work together for the good of those. You know the rest. So even if it ends up being nothing like what you expected or envisioned, it will give you exactly what you need to learn in this time. But let's see what the cards got for you. What messages do you have for us on Natasha's move to Kentucky? What messages do you have for us on Natasha's move to Kentucky? I'm hearing trust your intuition. You are a woman of power. You have dominion. Therefore, the decisions that you make are being made from a space of power, and don't doubt that. There we go. So we have the Six of Stones, known as exploitation. Hey, friend. How you doing? Extendos. I'm talking to my Instagram family. All right, so this your card, Natasha. Let's read what it has to say. So, Six of Stones. Both of y'all got sixes. Interesting. Kind of makes sense because y'all both going through moves right now. $135. All right, y'all. I gotta get off in a minute because I got my booming to the bank class. Shout out Danielle McGee. Okay, so the description. Two ragged and distraught figures, an old man and a girl, stand by a row of damaged and abandoned beehives, holding empty bowls. Broken and unused farming tools lie on the ground nearby. Through the leafless trees, we see the surrounding fields barren and desolate. In the distance, smoke rises from burning piles of spoiled crops. So From that description, I'm gathering that you feel like where you are currently, Natasha, is not fruitful. It's barren. It lacks the resources that you need. Maybe old wells have dried up. That's what I'm hearing. Um, Old spaces of abundance and opportunity and resources are no longer accessible to you. What was accessible, available, abundant, and encouraging to those before you is no longer available to you now, and you're looking for something else. So the meaning says selfish or foolish overuse of non-sustainable resources implies imbalance in a work or business that is damaging to yourself or the environment. But I'm not getting necessarily that it's you. I'm getting more of like a generational thing. Like your forefathers and foremothers kind of like abused what was there and did not prepare a place for you. And now you are dealing with the spoils of that. Let me know if that resonates. So it says the human race's capacity to exploit planetary, yeah, exactly what I said. The race's capacity to exploit planetary resources to our own detriment is motivated by a flawed belief that we have the right to do so. As we begin to come to terms with the profound effects of global climate change and the irreversible effects this will have on our children's lives, the human race still struggles to deal with the unresolved issues of how to feed the billions of new human beings born every year. How we will resource the education, health, and social service requirements of entire generations come seems like a question too painful even to think about. So you making moves right now for the next generation because those provisions were not made for you. With world financial systems and safeguards breaking down, and faith in any government's ability to tell the truth and act with integrity severely damaged, our social moral codes and once familiar cultural norms, what I say, social constructs, appear under enormous stain. We all need to be aware of the price our children will pay for the exploitation of the planet's resources. So you're dealing with that so your journey of transcendence is all about the community at large, like I was saying, reevaluating your place in the community, what the community provides for you, and in your case seeking out a more fulfilling community that will allow you to cultivate the resources and legacy that you need to, so that your children's children don't have to go scavenging for what you need, what they need the way you have. So I'm going to close it out with some overall words of advice for everybody. And some predictions for how this was. Let's get some moonology messages. What final messages do the stars have for us today, Spirit? Oh, look at this community. Yes, good luck on your move, Natasha. All right, so let's see. Let's do one more shuffle. Okay, so there's a couple here. So what we say, confidence is going to help us right now. Sun in Leo, Chiron, Aries and Chiron in retrograde. Says, show the world the real you. Be you unapologetically. Remember, we are challenging the status quo right now. So we're not fitting into social norms anymore, social constructs. We're challenging them, deconstructing them, and creating new ones that align with the destiny that we have in our hearts to bring forth into this world. Finally, it says your commitment is being tested first quarter moon. That's very much so in alignment with that I'm in energy. I'm being called to pull one more. All right. And this one says, have faith in your dreams. Have faith in your dreams. On the bottom, it says, a new start is coming. Oh, the energy is strong in here today. All right. So, word of advice for air signs. You need to take on the energy of the mountain gorilla, air signs. So that would be Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So it's about reverence, contemplation, community, inner calm. Reverence. Reverence would be like just showing appreciation, paying homage to what needs to be paid homage for. All right. Water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There we go. I like when the cards jump out the way they need to. You need to take on the energy of the red squirrel, water signs. Be resourceful, be vigilant, prepare, stay busy. Do not allow yourself to become stagnant. Fire signs. There we go. The snow leopard. So fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Mystery, agility, brief, sensitivity. So what I'm seeing here is for the elements so far. Okay, let's do the last one before I get into my final words. Earth signs. Okay, now we're not doing all of them. We're gonna take the last one. So you are being encouraged to take on the energy of the orangutan: laughter, curiosity, patience, and play. I know some earth signs that are definitely leaning into the energy right now. So yeah, it's almost like each of the elements are being called to lean into like a complementary opposite energy. Fire signs, y'all got this cool card. Y'all being challenged to be cool and smooth with the snow leopard. Water signs, y'all got this red squirrel. This is more like an earth energy. Squirrels are earth energy. And then air signs, y'all got the mountain gorilla. I guess you can say that's earth energy as well. Yeah. And then the orangutan, you're being challenged to everybody being challenged to be grounded right now. And water signs, fire signs, y'all being challenged to cool out. Okay. All this fire energy in during the summer solstice is, taking its effect. So find ways to stay grounded, take the advice here. And share, like, subscribe. Please click the like button. Click the like button wherever you are. Drop your comments and things of that nature. This has been a wonderful installment of Tribe Vibes from Tarot Tuesday. Once again, I am yours truly, the one and only Zaya the Lotus. I am the manifestation of peace and blessings earned with every lesson learned, and I teach my tribe how to seize their destiny with audacity and confidence. And this has been another wonderful session. I love you all to life, and I look forward to taking this journey with you. Please, please, please go and sign up for the tarot class. And if you would like a personal reading from me, go to www.kemeticlotusrising.com. That is KEMETICLOTUS rising.com. I love you to life, and I look forward to taking this journey with you. Peace. Bye.